Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are you? So, one of my favorite tarot readers on YouTube, Neo Tarot, did a very short reading on Salah's father, the thoughts of the father, the feelings of the father, like what's going on with Salah's dad. That's been watching Foodie Beauty that you know about Salah. Salah is her paid for companion, and she is just not wanting to let go. She's refusing to let go, and that's causing a lot of problems, not only for herself unnecessarily, but also for Salah and his family. Now, as far as Salah's family, because they are not on YouTube and they don't have channels and they don't really have a voice, we can't see them, we can't hear from them. It's hard to know what they might be feeling and thinking about this whole thing, although I can imagine they're not very happy with Chantal. I've done readings on Chantal and Salah's family, just trying to get some insight to the dynamic there a little bit. And the readings that I've done on Salah and Foodie and the family, Salah's father has come up more than once, and the father is not happy at all. He's he was frustrated in my past readings, very frustrated, and I'm feeling that frustration it's coming to a head. It's definitely coming to a head. So I saw the reading from Neo Tarot, and I was about to sit down and just do a regular react. Those of you that are here on my channel, you know that I had a whole bunch of new tarot decks, and one of the tarot decks was screaming at me from across the room saying, use me for the reading, for the react, but not regular tarot cards, oracle cards, the messages of love oracle cards. Like that was a deck that said, hey, I've got things to say. So Neo Tarot is going to be doing a tarot reading with her tarot deck. And I wanted to use my oracle deck because I really want to go deep with the family dynamic to kind of get some insight to that. Because like I said, they're not on YouTube. They don't have YouTube channels per se. And they're in the background and unseen, unheard. And I just want to explore more of that family dynamic, especially about Salah's father. I can only imagine being the patriarch of the family, that he's not happy with this whole thing with Salah and Foodie. And I'm sure he wants it over. Some of the things that I was feeling, though, before the start of this react, I felt some of that energy from Salah's father. I felt a sense of just very high stress, a sense of just like pain in the chest, like there's a lot of stress here in the chest. Also, I kept seeing this in my mind, like this picture of just being so frustrated and not knowing what to do, and feeling a bit stuck. So like there's that going on. It's not rage that Salah's father feels. It's a sense of, I'm frustrated and I want this thing to break apart. I also got the picture in my mind of hands being tied together. Like basically his hands are tied because Salah is an adult man and he can make his own decisions. He's not a young boy. He's not a young child. So Salah is an adult, and there's only so much that the dad can do. But I wanted to sit in and give my thoughts on the reading, as well as pull from the oracle deck and see what any further messages the oracle deck has to say. And I encourage everyone to check out Neo Tarot and her channel. Great channel, great reactor. She also does private tarot readings as well. So for anybody who might want one from her, well, if you'd like to contact her about that, then maybe make that happen. So I'll leave a link for the original video in the video description for anyone who doesn't know about Neo Tarot yet. And let me just go ahead and pull up the video. But as I said, it's a very, very short reading because Salah's dad didn't have a whole lot to say, but there are some definite feelings there, and I wanted to discuss them all with you. So let me just pull this up. One moment. Okay. And I'm just making sure I am where I need to be. Perfect. Okay, Neo, I am ready to react with you. And let's pull some of the oracle cards and see what they have to say and get messages from spirit. So let's go.
Hey y'all, hey, let's get into this intuitive reading, this intuitive message. Okay, this tarot card reading, tarot card message for Salah's daddy. Now, you know what, y'all? I have been doing these readings and on Salah, foodie, blah 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 blah, whatever. Okay, and I never,
Oh, what happened?
I don't know this man's name, but the energy was like, go for it, let's do it. So I'm about to get into it. You know what I'm saying? This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot, sometimes it's not. Okay, you got to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. Okay. So, yeah, let's get into this reading. Let's figure out what's what. Let's see what spirit wants me to share. Moving in love and light. My question is, how do you see Feudy? Like, what's your energy with her, Chantal? Because I don't know if he's into the whole thing about her being a YouTube content creator. There's just this energy. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't care. Anywho. Yeah. So spirit, this deck is one of my favorite decks. And this card right here, it's a Dundana. And it always appears every time I read on her. This deck, I don't know if y'all understand how much I love this deck.
Well, I actually love that deck too, Neo. I mean, you've got a lot of beautiful decks that you've used for your readings that I've seen. That's one of my favorite decks too. I don't know the name of it, but it's really funny because you always open with that particular deck, but it seems like that deck, like it's the opener, but it also wants to be the closer. It says like, you've opened the door, but we want to close it. We don't want to talk about her or anybody connected to her. Is like, but I understand why you love that deck. It's a great deck. I love the illustrations and I love the messages on the cards, but it's hilarious how that opening deck it's decided it doesn't like Foodie. It doesn't like Chantal. It doesn't like Salah. And you try to open with that deck and it's like, nope, nope, no, not today. Not today. Please, not today. Do we have to talk about her again? That deck does not like Foodie at all.
This is like my opener. Like this deck is like my ancestors saying, "What you want, girl?" And then they say, "That's enough." Like, don't ask me nothing else. So anyway, when it comes to the father and how Salah's father feels about Chantal, this is the energy. He's acknowledging that God don't like ugly. Okay, nastiness, class, strife, resentment, argument, spite, grudge, and revenge. There's an issue here. And he's telling her, "How's your mom and them?" He's saying to return to your family. Go back. Okay. Go back to your people. Reach out. Strong roots, connection, presence, reunion, foundation. And he said, if that ain't truth, grits ain't groceries, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Believe it. Watch for signs, intuition, lucidity, the real deal, egg on your face. That's what he said. This might be the shortest reading I've ever done because it really doesn't feel like that energy has much to say when it comes to her. Okay, but let's just see. Um, Salah's father, how does he feel about Chantal? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, he feels like she's a forcer, that she forces things, that she forces her way in, that she uses force to get what she wants, that he's fed up. He's fed up. He don't want to hear about it no more. There is an offer. And this card has come out before. Like, I'm offering you something.
You know, yes, you have drawn cards like that before, Neil. You're absolutely right. I remember a previous reading you did where you pulled the no justice, no peace. And Chantal was looking for a fair deal. I'm not quite sure what a fair deal would imply, like what they could offer her to make her go away. I would think that it would be money, since she's in need of money. But I'm getting the feeling that maybe Chantal is asking too much money, maybe more than what the family can afford. But like she is counting on the fact that maybe the family is desperate to get rid of her. So she's asking for too much money, maybe an amount that the family can't come up with. But you did pull cards before where no justice, no peace, looking for a fair deal. Although anything they give her will not be enough. Like if she said an amount, if they came up with the amount, she would come up with something else just to be able to stay there, just to have an excuse to stay there. She really doesn't want to go. But I feel like you're right. Like the family has tried to get her out of there. Do the oracle cards have anything to say about that? So I'm going to pose the question, like what's going on with that? Oh, this came up, the fate. This is a destined partnership. Notice that the card says this is a destined partnership, not a destined relationship. So a partnership could be anything, y'all. It could be a business arrangement. It could be a friendship. It could be something as simple as, say, writing a song together, and that's all you're meant to do. A partnership does not mean the heart is involved or the soul is involved. It's just two people or more coming together for a specific purpose. And once that purpose is over, then the partnership is over. So I'm not quite sure what that means for Salah and Chantal. If they came together for money, or it goes beyond money, maybe they were both each other's life lessons that had to be learned so they can go higher and attain to more, or just maybe some of the lessons that Salah was supposed to learn being around Chantal is to be more independent versus waiting around for someone to give him what he wants. Maybe the spirits are trying to teach him, you need to stand on your own. You need to do for yourself. Don't look towards other people to make your way. And maybe the life lesson for Foodie with Salah is, stop looking for love in all the wrong places with people that don't love you. I mean, I am not in charge of spirit. I am no one to say what a person's life lessons are. But sometimes you come across people that if it's not about coming together because you like each other, they could just be a life lesson that you have to learn. And that once you learn it, you move ahead.
What did you get? What did you offer her? In the middle of the deck, he's acknowledging like she's always in he thinks about her. He even gets stressed about her. He overanalyzes and overthinks, but this is a layered energy. He feels the same way about her. Like she thinks she's overanalyzing. She's trying to figure out how she can, manipulate or maneuver herself into this family. It's quite interesting.
Yeah,
Okay?
I'm feeling like he's like the father. He's got. I keep feeling it here, Neo. I feel like here near the heart chakra, there's a lot of stress that he carries in his chest, a lot. Like he's just again, it's not red hot rage. And it's not like red hot anger. It's just balled up frustration and stress that he's feeling.
A spirit says he feels like she's a drama starter. Like she's full of drama. What does he want to say to Chantal? Okay. Mother God in reverse, miracles in motion, but Mother God in reverse. We can learn things the easy way and we can learn things the hard way.
And I've said that with my readings on foodie. And maybe you've heard me say this, Neo, that Spirit was telling me a loud and clear message when it came to Chantal. The spirits are tired of her bullshit. They're tired of it. They're tired of her not learning. They're tired of her refusal to learn. They're tired of this toxic wheel of negativity and lies, of deception, not only with herself, but with others. It's leading to her ruin. And the spirits are saying, to make you, we got to break you. We got to break you all the way down. We got to break through that toxic ego that is so strong. It's a wall that's 1,000 feet high and 1,000 feet thick. We got to break it down, because that ego is her tower. You know, like her ego is so big. She's so wrapped up in it, that narcissistic ego. She's in that tower and she refuses to come down. And the spirits are saying, okay, you're not going to learn on your own. You're unwilling to learn. We got to break that tower down. We got to break it all the way down. Whatever it takes to make you learn a little bit, to grow a little bit, we're going to do it. You know, some people, they learn their life lessons easy. They see the warning signs, they see the road signs, and they take heed and they continue down the path much more easily. Chantal is someone that she does not learn easily. As a matter of fact, she doesn't learn at all. And I think a lot of that has to do with being wrapped in ego, being consumed in ego. So, like, Spirit has told me before, like, to make you, we got to break you. Got to break down that tower of ego. We got to destroy every stone. Leave no stone unturned. Leave no stone unbroken. It's all got to come down, so we can build it all back up again. And maybe the second tower will be much better than the first, because that first tower, it's no good. It's rotten. It's rotting from the inside. It's keeping this negativity going. So the Mother of God in reverse. Ooh, that's harsh. So do I have any further messages from Spirit? What does Spirit want to say to Foodie Beauty about this through the Oracle? Interesting. Play hard, find time to laugh, goof off, and enjoy each other. Thing is, I don't think they do. This is not a partnership or relationship where they laugh, goof off, and enjoy each other. They don't enjoy each other at all. And I think that's part of the problem, is that there's no joy there. I think in the beginning, like, there was a sense of newness. Salah didn't know her. She lied to him as much as he lied to her. They were both approaching each other from a standpoint of deception. They say that when you meet someone for the first time, you're not really meeting them. You're meeting their representative. You know, like, you're on your best behavior. You're putting on your best self. And then over time, you start to relax and show more of your real self. So I think in the beginning, they were meeting each other's representative. Like, he was putting on his best face. She was putting on her best face. And, you know, like, over time, the masks started to come off a little bit, started to slip. And now we're at a point where things have really broken down. Like, things are just getting far, far worse. It's getting more into a deep spiral. And it's getting really, really bad.
Bruh. This is just the third deck. Okay, cool. Whatever. Every time you ignore the inner mother voice within, you are choosing a more difficult path.
Yes.
He has told you several times to back up. But you don't want to listen, Chantal, Foodie Beauty. Why you won't listen? This man said you can learn the easy way or you can learn the hard way. And I've been saying for
Yep.
months, what you're playing with is fire. What you dibble and dabble in, they are masters at. Quit playing.
Yeah, you did a previous reading, Neo, where you said that there are heavy hitters around Chantal, that they're checking her out, they're taking notes, and things are going to come to a head. Now, in the case of Chantal, Foodie Beauty, she's a person that she amasses enemies and people that don't like her everywhere she goes, just being who she is and how she behaves. So, because there's so many people online and off, when you said heavy hitters, I'm like, that could be anybody. That could be anybody or everybody. Could it be people in her personal life? Could it be people, in Kuwait? Could it be people in Canada? Could it be people online? I mean, just her list of people that maybe has something to say or something to do it's massive. It's massive. So when you said heavy hitters, I'm like, it's hard to nail it down due to the fact that I don't think there's a single person that actually likes her and would back her up. There are lots of people that would back away from her, but not exactly stand by her side. If the family, if they're keeping an eye on her and they've told her several times, please go home, please go back to Canada. That's where you really belong. And she's not listening. It might force things to a head where they take desperate measures, not saying that they would do anything physical to her. But I think they're at the end of their rope with her, and this could be bad.
Quit playing. And people don't play about their kids.
No.
Not my business. Not my problem. This reading is alleged. Okay, Salah's daddy. How you feel about Chantal? Y'all know I don't have too many questions because I don't know what the hell is going on for real. But anyway, with the Seven of Cups in reverse, he's acknowledging that she needs to have some clarity, sobriety. She makes poor choices. There's a lack of choice now, and opportunities or options are few. And he's acknowledging that she's very emotional because of this.
And I've said that. The last reading I did on Chantal, I was like, the cards were clearly showing like the money is drying up. It's absolutely drying up. It's not as plentiful as it used to be. And it's only going to get worse. Absolutely going to get worse. So the longer she stays in Kuwait, the worse it's going to get.
He's also acknowledging that subconsciously they've been generous to her. Like she's been generous, but he's like, we've been generous. Okay. There's been some kind of gifts. Maybe she's given gifts or maybe she's given donations, but there's like money. And he's acknowledging that she's come with money. But he's also acknowledging like the duality of it. Like you've been nice, we've been nice.
Yeah. And the picture that I got in my head earlier when I saw this part of your reading was the scales. Like there are scales in my mind and they're both balanced. Like you've done, but we've done too. Like you've helped us out in some way and we've helped you out in some way. So Chantal can't use her usual system of I did all these things for you and you've done nothing for me. Like the scales are balanced. She can't use the whole I've given to you thing as a way to manipulate and guilt trip her way into the family or acceptance with the family. She can't do that. Not in this case.
So we're nice. We're nice people. Okay. But with the Knight of Swords, he's acknowledging that this is a missed opportunity. That even though you're making money in this way and you feel like this is your power and that you're sharing your kindness, and that this will give you some sense of value, this is a missed opportunity. This well has dried up.
Said that too. The well's dried up. And the message that Spirit just gave me was like, it's what were the words? Dang it. They had them in my head during the reading. Come back to me. Come back to me. Um, it's all she's got. That's what the message was. It's all she's got. The money, the money is all she's got. And there's not much, but it's all she's got. And she's clinging to the little bit that she has left. Like the YouTube thing, it's all she's got. But that well has run dry. Like she used to be able to pull buckets of financial water out of that well. But she's putting her bucket down there and coming up with nothing. And it all has to do with the fact that she's not even trying anymore. Not at all. You know, you don't try, you don't work, you don't get in return. So even the family can see that what's going on with her financially, she's not financially stable. The well is drying up. So even the family can see that her being in Kuwait, it's not good, at least financially, for her. Or even for Salah.
That you are out of your depth, you're out of control, you're left behind, you're rude, tactless, hurtful. You're someone who opposes and upsets your plans. Someone who opposes and upsets your plans. Again, this is a duality. He's opposing and upsetting her plans, and she's opposing and upsetting his plans. But he said, do you want to learn the easy way or the hard way?
I've heard that over in Kuwait, family name and reputation is very, very, very important. Like it is everything. So Salah being around Chantal, Foodie Beauty, could be potentially ruining or hurting the family reputation and the family name. And Salah does come from what I've seen, hardworking family. His father is, from what I've heard, like an influential person in Kuwait. So the family name and reputation is very, very important over there. I'm sure the father doesn't appreciate the family name being potentially dragged through the mud by Chantal, like her bringing Salah on camera and putting his last name out there. It's not a good look for the family. Likewise, Chantal is not happy about the fact that, let's just put it out there, she's an abusive person, has been for years, and abusive people, once they pick a target and they just put the crosshairs on them, one of the tactics that abusive people do is they isolate their targets. You know, they isolate that person away from family and friends. They don't want any kind of outside influence to threaten their sense of control and manipulation. The only voice they want in their target's ear is their own. They don't want any other voices in that person's ear. So getting rid of the family and the friends as much as possible to keep that control going. And I feel like Chantal does not like the family for that reason. Like she really doesn't like the family at all. It just outsiders. She looks at them as outsiders when in fact she's the outsider. And she doesn't want to be a part of them. She wants to be on the outside of them, controlling Salah. She feels like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for the right word. She's feeling, she knows she doesn't belong with the family. And she knows she doesn't belong with Salah. No, but she wants Salah all to herself. And she's not understanding that he does have a family and he belongs with the family. And family comes first. And she wants to be not only first, but the only thing in this world. And that's just not possible when a person has a family of some kind. You have to consider the family and how they feel. You have to consider the other people that are related to that person or are friends with that person, because that's part of their social circle and their world. That's not the way she thinks, though. She wants that man to just consider her the whole of the world. She doesn't want him to go and explore in other parts of any other world.
In the middle of the deck, he's acknowledging transition. She got to go. Okay, that's what he said. To calmer waters, leaving even though she doesn't want to. Leaving. Moving forward, the calm after the storm, overcoming a hardship, running away, travel overseas, traveling, getting on or going, feeling defeated, feeling deflated.
I keep feeling this. It's a really, really strong feeling. It won't leave me alone. I've said this in my previous readings. I feel like Foodie is not going to be in Kuwait for another 3 months. That the trip is going to be cut short by something. What that something is, I don't know. I don't know if it's something medical, something financial, something had to do with her visa. I'm not sure, but just this trip to Kuwait, it's going to be cut short. She might be coming back home to Canada. She's not going to last 3 more months over in Kuwait. And I'm not saying that in an ominous way, like anything physical would happen to her. Just like I just feel like I feel the sense of that she's going to come home early for some reason. She's going to come home much earlier. Like there's going to be no, like going back and forth from Kuwait to Canada for the next year or so. Like this, she's going to come home early. Something's going to happen and she's going to come home early. But it's not going to be her coming home to Canada because she wants to. She certainly won't want to. If it happens, it's going to be one of those, you had to drag me to the airport kicking and screaming. She's going to protest every bit of the way. Every bit of the way. It's going to be a forced thing. I keep feeling like she's going to be forced. And for some reason, she's going to be forced to go home. So like, I really want to go deep with that. Like, I would like to ask the Oracle a message from Spirit. Like, what does the Oracle have to say about Foodie, Chantal Marie? Like, what does the message that Spirit wants to give Chantal? Okay, and I just shuffled the cards. Obsession. Someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. Yeah, that's definitely Chantal. This whole thing between her and Salah, it's not love. Love is healthy. Love is balanced. Love is, it's equal. A person cares about you in some respect. You care about them. No, this is different. This is the negative. This is obsession. Chantal is obsessed with Salah because Chantal's way of thinking, and this is a way of thinking she's had for a very long time, is she looks at people not as human beings with souls and a sense of free will. It's all about looking at them as almost like objects that you buy. And once you buy something, it belongs to you for life. The thing is, you can't buy people, and you cannot circumvent their sense of free will. But that's the way she looks at things. I spent a lot of money on you. I gave up living at the villa for you. I gave up my cats for you. I put you on my YouTube channel. I introduced you to my audience. Therefore, you owe me. The problem with narcissistic, egotistical people is that whatever debt you have with them, you will never be able to completely repay. Like, they'll always come forward and give a sense of, you haven't paid enough yet. You haven't done enough yet. And whatever they do for you, they'll beat you over the head with it for life. But there's no completely clearing out the debt with a narcissistic person. They'll always keep something going to where you always forever owe them, and in their mind, they own you.
Okay. Okay, I feel like something's in the middle of the deck. Look at this card. Six of Wands, failure, losing, disadvantage, disgrace, being hunted, ill will, playing second fiddle, lost, defeat. I think you should leave. I think you should leave these people alone. With a 10 of Wands, insurmountable problems, flogging, a dead horse, duty bound, resigned to fate, delegating wisely, wanting excessive control of other people's lives. They're on to you. They're on to you. Spirit is even acknowledging they've watched a video or two. They don't like it. They just don't like.
Ooh. I'm shocked. Color me shocked. I am shocked that they have watched her content. What's shocking about that is in the beginning, when Chantal was seeing Salah and putting on the picture of being a newly reverted Muslim woman, putting on the picture of modesty, making sure to keep a lot of herself covered, not showing her wrist, not showing her stomach. She's got a tattoo on her wrist, making sure to keep that covered up. She was putting on the picture of modesty. But recently, I'm noticing that she's not been as modest. I don't know if that has to do with Salah or rebellion against the family, or angry at them for them talking to her and expressing the desire for her to leave. But it's just, she started out one way with Salah. And her recent videos, she's doing things that she knows are not modest, that are very haram. Things that I'm sure the family would not approve of and would only further their not liking her. So I don't know if she's doing it to aggravate them, or if she's gotten to a place of, I don't care. The faith isn't true to my heart. So just letting herself slip. But her behavior as of late has been a bit odd.
Like it goes against their, what feels like their cultural ways. I don't even know how else to say it. It feels like their women would never do some of the things that you're doing. And that's not my business, not my problem. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. Spirit is also acknowledging the full card in the middle of the deck. Foolishness, fear of unknown, impulsiveness, poor judgment, risk, naivete, and inexperience. Like, you're just going to keep starting over and over and over. They are calling your card. Like, they see you clear as day. You cannot hide from these people. They see you clear as day. And they don't want to play with you. They don't want to participate. Okay? What do you want for your son, Salah's dad? Thank you. A lack of balance, lack of organization, poor financial decisions, biting off more than you can chew, and poor concentration. That's what they're saying about their son Salah, his son Salah with the Two of Pentacles. With the Nine of Wands, he's also saying that he's refusing to compromise and or give in, that he's stubborn, rigid, obstinate. He wants to be the last one standing. He's trying to use this situation to be like, I'm a man, I make my own choices, I do my own thing. But he's acknowledging that he's foolish and that he's...
Yeah. If Salah is trying to use being with Chantal as a way to say, I'm independent and I'm doing for myself, what it's really showing is the reverse. Because he is not a man doing for himself. He's relying upon a woman to pay his way. So it's the reverse of what he wants to show. But I am feeling that stubbornness from Salah, the same way that you are, Neo. Like, there's a stubbornness, there is a rebellious attitude. There's a rebellion of, I'll do what I want. Like just bucking up to the system, I guess you could say. But it's foolish. Bucking up for what? What are you fighting for? A woman that's bringing so much trouble to you and your family. And there's no headway being made here. There's no fame, there's no fortune, there's no success. Chantal is caught in her own cesspool of misery, and she wants company. And she threw all of her chips on one number, that number being Salah, and losing her ass as a result. Pardon my French, but just Chantal is like a person sitting at a poker table that's gone full tilt. Sitting at that poker table, gambling hand after hand after hand and losing chip after chip. They just keep losing, and yet they won't do the smart thing and just cut their losses and get away from the table with something still in the pocket. Just to save face, Foodie will sit at that table until she has nothing left. It's not a matter of winning or losing anymore. She's already lost. It's just a matter of how low do you want to go? How far down do you want to go? I mean, if you want to go all the way down to the ground, you can go there, although it's unnecessary. You're choosing to go there. You see how things are. You see how bad things are getting, and you keep letting it happen. All for the sake of ego, that toxic ego tower that she built and she put herself in. She's locked up in there. She's at the top window looking down with that view, seeing the world in front of her, convincing herself that everything's okay when it's not okay. That ego is her prison, is actually imprisoning her, Neo. It's got her wrapped up and fooled into thinking that everything's fine when it's not fine. But his rebellion, and that's part of where the frustration, I think, where the father comes in, is that the father is the patriarch of the family. He's looking out for the family, looking out for the family name and reputation, caring about his son. And because the son is a grown man and making grown man decisions, like what can he do? Salah's not a little boy to be bossed around. Like he's at an age where he's bossing himself around. But unfortunately, he's making some bad choices. So there's only so much that dad can do, which might lead the father to, I don't know what can be done to get Chantal out of there, but getting her out of there would be good, not just for Salah and his family, but also for her. Like she needs to get out of there for her own benefit, but she's not going to see it that way. She's not going to see it as this is what I need to do. She's going to see it as I have to do this because I have no other choice.
He's on defense and he has a weakened immune system, something going on with his health, and that he's careless. Okay, in the middle of the deck with the 8 of wands in the area of business and area of passion. He said it's okay because things are getting ready to slow down for your ass. Okay, returning from travel and or holidays, you're gonna have some restrictions, bad timing, losing momentum, out of control, too fast a pace, theft and opposition. And this has come out before. He gonna keep playing with you. Your dad ain't gonna keep playing with you, because I feel like I said that in the last one, like it's been taking something from you. You're gonna be losing momentum. You know what? It ain't. Is it worth it? Spirit said it ain't worth it.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it on any level. Yes, you did mention in like the last reading that there'd be some kind of inheritance that would be like the father would threaten Salah with, like if you don't leave this woman, you're going to lose your inheritance, something to that effect, something major. And that might be the breaking point, because money is something that Salah wants the most. Maybe my cards are, they just spilled everywhere. What just happened here? What are these cards coming out? I gotta, do y'all got something to say? Okay, all these cards came out. I'm gonna pull them all up since they all came out. Like whoop. So like the card of, I guess the cards they had something to say for real. So we got the patience card. Everything will unfold in divine timing. So like this, it's whatever is coming is coming. Whatever is coming is coming. Decide. It's time to decide about this relationship. Yeah, it's definitely time. I mean, this thing is coming to a head. Like things are only getting progressively worse. Health wise, she's getting worse. She's getting all kinds of skin infections and boils and things like that. Like her health is declining. Something's got to happen on the physical level, on the spiritual level. Twin flame, this is divine counterpart connection. I don't know if they're twin flames. Uh, Integrity, does this situation align with your values and morals? So that is the question, isn't it? Like Salah, foodie, does this situation align with your values and morals? Well, foodie has no moral compass. But if Salah has any morals or values, or his family has morals and values, that's something to think about. Don't think about the money. Think about the aftermath of this whole thing. Like the connecting with Chantal, aligning with Chantal. Like, what's going to be the repercussions of that you and your family are going to have to deal with? Even if she were to leave tomorrow, there's going to be some shrapnel to deal with, like physically, spiritually. Like it's being around her has affected him. You mentioned that Salah is not well. Maybe that has to do with being around Chantal and the stress that she's caused him. But does this situation align with your values and morals? Like what is right here? Well, you got to pick what's most important. Past life love, your soul remembers this intense connection. So this could be a life lesson for the both of them. Maybe they were both a life lesson for each other of some sort. Go slow, take time to get to know each other. Well, they've had time. Children are important to this partnership. So as far as the children, Chantal cannot have children with Salah. And I've seen children in my readings all over the cards. And I don't know if there are children that Salah has or wants to have with somebody. But I imagine the father, he wants Salah to have children if he doesn't already. So that's another thing to think about. You got to think about the family. You got to think about the kids that you do have, kids that you don't have that you might want to have in the future. Like, what exactly do you want? You know, like these cards together. Let's see. Integrity. Does this situation align with your morals and values? And children are important to this partnership. Just family. It all boils down to family. Family morals, family values. What's important for the family? Like family keeps coming up. Like the family is getting involved, Chantal. They are getting involved. They stayed out for a while. They're getting involved. They don't like you. You are not good for them. You're not good for Salah. You're not even good for yourself. But yet you're trying to fit in where you don't belong. You're trying to actually, you know what? Let me just change that. You are attaching yourself to a person, but you are not considering the family. You're not considering the family unit. Like you're not about unity. When it comes to love, love is it's addition. It's not subtraction. If you feel real love for someone, it's always an addition. What that person loves, you love too. If they have friends and family, respect the family, respect the friends, respect the people that are there. Respect what the person that you love loves and what makes them happy. You don't walk into a person's world and completely remake it and say, I don't like this and I don't like that. Take this away, take that person away. That's selfish. And that is not love. So family would be on the addition side. And you're trying to do the subtraction thing with them and cut them out and cut him away from his family members. You're trying so hard to do that just to X them out. When the truth of the matter is, Salah needs his family. They were in his world before you got there. And they're going to be there after you're gone. There's no way to get rid of them. You know, family unit is very strong. Very strong. And you try as you might to be manipulative, to be controlling. What drives you the most mad is you can't control every person, every situation, no matter how much you try. You can't even control yourself anymore. So
it ain't worth it. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop here because I knew I could feel this one gonna be a very long one. Listen, your daddy said what your daddy said. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
great reading, Neo. It was very short, but you know what? Some readings don't have to be long. Some readings can just be, they can just be what they are. You know, like straight to the point, no nonsense. And that's your reading style anyway. So it was a really great short reading. Really enjoyed that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So if you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And please like and subscribe to Neo Tarot and her channel. I'll leave a link for the video in the video description. Thank you guys for watching tonight. And I hope to see you on the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.